Are you thinking about purchasing a home in West Los Angeles and wondering how and where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down my 5-step buying process that I use with my clients to help them find, negotiate, and close on their perfect LA home. And if you stick around until the end, I'll share with you my secret bonus tip that can increase the chances of getting your offer accepted by up to 25%. Welcome, I'm Doug Carver, a local Westside Los Angeles realtor with the agency and livingInWestLA.com. I've lived in Los Angeles for over 30 years, and after helping all of my clients buy, sell, and invest in properties here, I can tell you that I've seen the good, the bad, and the truly ugly sides of the business. And that's why I put together this video, in addition to writing my definitive buyer's guide called 5 Easy Steps to LA Home Ownership. If you're interested in getting a copy, put a request in the section below and I'll be sure to get you one. Let's get started. Step number 1 is to hire your home buying team, which includes your realtor and your lender. Now, I always like to say that buying a home is a team sport and you need top players to succeed. Doesn't matter if you plan to buy on 1 month or 24 months. The earlier you recruit your team, the better. And don't think that you're not ready to talk with a realtor or you'll be bothering them. Good realtors and lenders want to educate their clients and give them the tools to make the best decisions possible. Now, your first team member should be your realtor. They'll be the coach of your home buying team. You can find them watching videos like this one online, getting referrals from friends, or simply doing a quick Google search in the areas that you're interested in. But let's be super clear, not all realtors are the same. Once you have one in mind, have a short phone conversation with them, or even better, meet them in person for coffee. Are they a good listener? Do they understand your needs? Do you feel confident in their market knowledge and expertise? Next, check out the reviews. Make sure they have an online presence and ask them to share some recent client success stories as well as possible market challenges that they've been experiencing. Believe me, your realtor will make or break your entire experience, so don't rush this step. And one last thing, don't be tempted to use your uncle's sister who works in a retail store but does real estate kind of on the side. No offense, they're probably really nice, but if you needed an attorney to defend you in court, would you hire one with limited courtroom experience? I don't think so. Next, if you need to finance your purchase, I would recommend working with a mortgage broker rather than a mortgage banker. Now, there's a significant difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage banker. While both offer loans, mortgage bankers can only offer the loan programs from the lending institution that they're employed by. While on the other hand, mortgage brokers can act as independent agents, and they can cross-shop many different institutions for you in order to find the loan programs that best meet your specific financial needs. And this can save you time and tons of money. But whomever you choose, you'll also want to find out about their working hours. Can they take your calls after 5 p.m. during the week and on the weekends? While most sales close smoothly, issues can arise during the closing process that can require your lender to respond quickly. And if they drop the ball, they can literally put your purchase in jeopardy and in some rare cases cost you thousands of dollars. Trust me, I've seen it happen. Don't make your choice lightly. Oh, and here's a hint for you. Your real estate agent probably has a list of fantastic lender referrals, so always ask who they like, because the relationship between your agent and your lender is a really, really important one. Now, if you'd like to receive a vetted list of the lenders that I've had a chance to work with my past clients, by all means, put a request below and I'd be happy to send you a copy of the list. I know they'll do a great job for you. Okay, you got your team. Now it's time for step number 2, getting a pre-approval. Now, a pre-approval is a legit verification of your ability to borrow money to purchase a home. Your lender will look at your credit score and see what type of loan programs and interest rates that you qualify for. They'll also give you an idea of how much money you need to bring to the closing table, including your closing costs as well as your down payment. Now, you may say, Doug, I'm not planning on buying for another 12 months. I don't want to have someone pull my credit so soon. Totally get it. Clients say this all the time. You may think it's premature. However, wouldn't you like to know right up front if you can even get a loan? And if so, how much home you can realistically afford? Why waste weeks or even months looking at homes that are way above what you can qualify for? Now, equally important, going through the pre-approval process can identify important issues that you may need to fix with your finances in order to even get a loan. I've had clients that needed to pay down credit cards as well as other debts in order to reduce their debt to income ratio so they could qualify for their loan. In another case, I had a self-employed client who learned that they needed to make some adjustments on how they filed their tax return. Now, the good news is that they were able to figure this out before they filed their current year tax return. If they hadn't, they would have had to make those adjustments in the following year and literally postpone their home purchase for over a year. year. Now, the bottom line is get the approval before you start shopping for a home. Be prepared to provide a lot of documentation. I know it's a pain. For example, you'll need to provide your last 2 pay stubs, your last 2 bank statements, your last 2 years of tax returns, your last 2 months of asset statements, and your social security number, of course, so they can pull your credit. If you're self-employed, you'll also need to be providing your last 2 years of tax returns as well as your business's P&L statements for the previous few months. Now, it's a lot of stuff, I get it, but once you're pre-approved, your lender will issue you a pre-approval letter for the maximum amount that you can actually borrow. Okay, you got through all the boring stuff. Now it's time to have some fun and start step number 3, finding your home, and like to say, find your neighborhood and then find your home. Now, I personally believe that buying a home is more than bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage. It's really a lifestyle decision for yourself and for your family. What do I mean by lifestyle? Well, it's the length of your commute to work, the quality of the schools for your kids, and the proximity to the beach or the hiking trails, to name just a few. What's important is that you take the time to identify the lifestyle that you want to create by making a list of your choices. Now, I suggest putting those choices into 3 categories: your must-haves, your want-to-haves, and your nice-to-haves. And with your lifestyle list in hand and a clear purchase budget, you're now able to begin looking at neighborhoods. Now, if you're new to an area or not familiar with it, start by driving around. Get out and walk the streets, go to local parks and nearby shopping areas. Talk to locals and act as if you already live there. You'll be amazed at how much you can learn about an area by just simply walking around that is simply not possible sitting behind your keyboard. Other creative tips for researching an area for my past clients include using Waze to calculate the length of your potential commute at different times of the day, searching on Yelp to find out if they have any highly reviewed Thai restaurants that you love, or maybe using nextdoor.com to ask local residents some specific questions about the community that you're considering. With a few neighborhoods in mind, it's time to actually start touring homes. And again, it's important to make a clear list of what you're looking for in your new place. Think about what you like about your current home and what you'd like to change. Is it more space, a gourmet kitchen, water views? Write it all down. And again, prioritize the list into 3 categories, just like you did for your lifestyle choices. As I tell my clients, there's no such thing as a perfect home. No matter how much you're spending, you'll have to make compromises. But you must be clear on where to draw the line on what type of home will work or will not work for your needs. Now, to save some time with your search, I highly recommend creating a few custom saved searches on one of the many online home search engines so that you'll receive automatic email updates when new properties come on the market that specifically meet your search criteria or have a price reduction. If you're looking for homes in the West Los Angeles area, for instance, go to livinginwestla.com where you can find the most comprehensive list of available properties for sale. The site is updated literally every 5 minutes, so you'll never miss a new listing. And if you like, I'd be happy to set up your saved search for you. Just drop a request in the section below and I'll be happy to reach out to you and get that set up in no time. Exciting! You found a home that you like. What I recommend is that you schedule a tour as soon as possible. Now, there's never a guarantee that a property will still be available tomorrow, whether it's a hot new listing or one that's literally been sitting on the market for 300 days. A good property can go at any time. And I cannot tell you how many times one of my clients has missed out on a home they really love by waiting to schedule a home tour. My last recommendation for home shopping is to have patience. Most buyers will literally take about 10 home tours before they find the one that they ultimately buy. However, that's just an average, and it can certainly vary depending on the market as well as you. But no matter how many homes it takes, you must be consistent with your search, touring homes weekly and keeping a close eye on the market. I'm an optimist. I really believe that persistence pays off, and you'll find a property that speaks to you and checks all of your home search boxes. Hurrah! You found a home that you absolutely love. It's time to move to step 4, making your offer. Now, rule number 1 in making your offer is don't hesitate. You don't want to run the risk of another offer being accepted before yours is even submitted. This is another great reason of having your pre-approval completed before you start the shopping process. Now, if you're nervous about making an offer, just know that it's not a commitment to purchase. Rather, it's an opportunity for you to take the property off the market while you make sure it meets all of your expectations. The bottom line is that if everything checks out during your due diligence period, you can move forward with the purchase. But if it doesn't, you have the right to cancel in most cases under the terms of your offer. So go ahead and make your offer with confidence. Okay, the first step in putting your offer together is to review the comps or comparables. These are nearby properties that are similar to the one that you are making your offer on that have sold within the previous 6 months or so. By reviewing this list of comps, you'll have some context to help you figure out the purchase price that you want to offer. Now, the comps will also show you if the seller's asking price is above recent sales or potentially below them. And this is a really important piece of information to know because the seller's asking price is not necessarily an indication of the property's market value or even what the seller is willing to accept. It's not uncommon to see sellers set their initial asking price really low in order to attract lots of buyers and create a crazy auction-like situation. This can result in a final sales price that's tens of thousands, and I've even seen hundreds of thousands of dollars more than the initial asking price. On the flip side, I can also see homes that sell significantly below their asking price in a flat market like we've been recently experiencing. Now, finally, you should understand that your offer is not just about price, but price plus terms. The highest priced offer, quite frankly, doesn't always win. Rather, it's the offer with the price and the terms that best meets the seller's needs that gets accepted. Now, examples of terms include your contingencies or when you want to close. You'll want to have a conversation with your realtor about your offer strategy and which terms to add or possibly even delete that will make your offer as strong as possible. You did it! Your offer has been accepted. Now, while you may be tempted to open a bottle of champagne and celebrate, keep the bubbly in the fridge. It's time for step number 5, closing the deal. Now, this is the final step of your home buying journey, often called the closing period. It's the time between when your offer was accepted and when the sale actually closes and you get the keys to your new home. Now, the first thing you'll do once your offer is accepted is to give your earnest money deposit of around typically 3% of the purchase price to the escrow company. This is the company that coordinates the closing here in California. They're paid by both the buyer and the seller to make sure that each party fulfills their side of the deal and that all of the sales paperwork is filled out properly and recorded with the state. Your next step is to go and begin your due diligence process. This includes reviewing all of the disclosures and property reports provided to you by the seller. These are documents that let you know everything about the property, like if there's been any repairs made to the property in the past or more recently, as well as any other known current or past issues with the property. You'll receive a ton of documents from many different sources, so I would definitely lean on your agent to take you through it and explain anything that's confusing. But by far the most important part of your due diligence process is the physical inspection. You absolutely want to make sure that the physical condition of the property is acceptable to you before you close. In order to do this, you'll hire and pay before closing a general home inspector as well as any other specialized inspectors that you feel are necessary. Your goal is to make sure that you know the good, the bad, and hopefully not the possibly ugly of the property's overall condition, so there are no surprises after you close. If the inspectors do find anything wrong, you have the right to send a repair request to your seller. Your request will be for the seller to either 1, make the repairs, 2, credit you money back at closing so that you can fix the issues, or 3, even reduce the purchase price. It's common for there to be a little bit of a negotiation regarding the requested repairs. And at the end of the day, if you cannot come to an agreement with the seller, you can in most cases cancel the purchase and get your initial earnest money deposit back. But assuming you come to terms with the seller on your repair request, you'll now simply wait for word from your lender that your loan has been officially approved. If all is good with your lender, you'll receive a closing statement from the escrow company a few days before closing, letting you know the final amount of money you need to send them to close. Now, it's important to note that in addition to your down payment, you'll typically need to pay closing costs that equate to about 1.5 to 3% of your purchase price. Once you've sent escrow your money and signed your loan docs, it's time to wait for the call, letting you know that the sale of your new home has closed. Congratulations! It's now time to pop the cork on your champagne and truly celebrate all of your hard work. Okay, now for the good stuff. As a bonus for making it to the end of the video, I'm going to give you my secret home buying tip that can literally increase your chances of getting your offer accepted by as much as 25%. It's very simple. Instead of getting a pre-approval for a loan from your lender in step 2, like we talked about, I strongly recommend getting a full loan approval. Now, the key difference between getting a pre-approval and a full loan approval is that with a full approval, the lender takes the time to fully approve you for your loan before you find a home to buy rather than wait until after your offer is accepted. How does this help me, you ask? Well, when you submit your offer with a full approval, you're able to tell the seller that your offer is as good as cash. It's like you got a suitcase full of money. That's because you have removed any risk that the bank won't approve your loan. And as you might imagine, this makes your offer much stronger when compared to other buyers who only have pre-approvals. Now, this one strategy has helped so many of my clients get their offers accepted, even when competing in multiple offer situations. I hope I've been able to shed some light on the home buying process and give you a few good ideas on how to become a more confident, knowledgeable, and successful home buyer. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in property around West Los Angeles, my backyard, or anywhere around the Los Angeles area, reach out to me. I'd love the opportunity to support you in your home buying journey. This has been Doug Carver with the agency and livinginwestla.com. Thanks again for watching.